Hey, it's me. I'm back. Last minute UFC Denver predictions. I like to do these videos because it lets me see. I like to do them last minute because I can see the weigh-ins. I can see how the guys look when they get on the scales. I can see if they've had trouble making weight. These sort of things. I can see more of the build-up and like if they've squared off at all, like the mental, the mind games about it all. So yeah, I really like doing these last minute, and it also gives me another video to post. So yeah. More views, baby. Give me them views. Uh, Donald Cerrone versus Mike Perry. I've changed my mind. I think. I don't think I've changed my mind, but I give Cerrone more of a chance in that fight. I know Cerrone's the crafty veteran and he'll find a way. But after looking at the weigh-ins, Cerrone looks good. And I was expecting Perry to say something to get in his head a bit more. But instead he just went, "You look old, I'm getting old as well." And they sort of got along a bit. So that bully mindset wasn't there for Perry. So that takes away a bit for me, because everyone knows if you put Cowboy under pressure like that, he doesn't really cope too well. And yeah, I've changed my mind to give Cowboy a bit more of a chance in that fight. But I still do believe that Perry will get it done. But I think it's a more competitive fight than I once thought. I thought Perry was just going to go in there, march him down, land something quick, and get it over and done with. Because, I mean, if you look at style-wise, Perry's the perfect guy to fight Cowboy. Like, you want a guy aggressive, coming forward. Cowboy doesn't like fighting going backwards. The only time Cowboy wins fights is if you're, like, dancing there with him and you leave him time to get his range and stuff like that. So, hey, I give Perry the win still. But I like the way that Cowboy looked at the weigh-ins. And I like the way that Perry looks at the weigh-ins as well, because he looks stronger than he's ever looked before. Stronger than he's ever looked, so that also weighs into it a bit. So I still give Perry the KO either in round 1 or round 2. I'll say round 2, the start of round 2 he gets it done. That's my prediction. I think if it was a main event and a 5-round fight, I'd give the odds to Cowboy to play that time and maybe take Perry the distance and beat him that way because of his veteran status. But see it as it's a 3-round fight, I give it to Perry. Perry's just gonna come out the breaks, come forward, swing for the bleachers, and I'm guessing land something clean in the first round. So we'll see how that fight goes. But then again, Cowboy could get it done, especially if it goes to the ground. I mean, Perry's a big, strong guy, so he might just be able to brute force his way up. But hey, like there's levels of jiu-jitsu that Perry I don't think has. Even though we've never seen him on the ground, but I think that's just because he's so big and he hasn't fought that top level yet. So, and he's only fought guys that are there to strike for him. He's actually been blessed in that way, Perry has. Because if you think back to his fights, he's literally only fought guys that want to strike with him. Hyung Dong Lim wanted to strike with him. Danny Roberts, the English guy, I know him. He's a striker, strikes with him. Then he gets Alan Joban, loses, but that's a striking affair. Then he gets some other guy on short notice. I can't remember his name. Knocks him out. He's also a striker, and he's from a smaller weight class. And then he fights Santiago Ponzinibbio, a striker. Gets dealt with. Then he fights Donald Cerrone, a striker. So he's really had a real nice time getting to where he is, if you think about it. Like, as a striker, that's what you want. You don't want no wrestler trying to take you down after every swing. You know what I mean? But I think Cerrone might try to take him down, and hey, he could get it done. He could get it done. I'm not saying that, but I think I'd give the odds to Mike Perry by KO or TKO. Either or, really. But yeah, moving on to the main event, or the co-main event, as I like to call it. Yair Rodriguez versus Chang Seung-Yong. I give it to Yair. Chang Seung-Yong looks real drained at the weigh-ins, and Yair looks strong, happy, like motivated to be there. You saw him on the weigh-in scale; he couldn't contain himself, smiling the whole time, posing. Like Chang Seung-Yong, you see his cheeks all drawn in, like he looks real rough on the weigh-ins. But hey, that could mean nothing because tomorrow they're going to be back to normal. So, but I do think that Yair Rodriguez is going to get it done, and I think it's going to be a vicious TKO later on. Later on in the fight, I think he's going to figure him out for the first 2 rounds, and then maybe in the third or the fourth, we start seeing him piecing together some of those kicks with the hands. Like, you know how he knocks out BJ Penn with that switch kick to the straight. How does he knock out BJ Penn? Yeah, he knocked out BJ Penn for a switch kick and then a jab straight after, and it just finished him. So I think he's going to start mixing his hands and feet up in the third and fourth round once he gets comfortable again. But he looks motivated, so yeah, I give it to the younger guy in Yair, and that's about it. I also give I said who gives a fuck about the women's fight or the rest of the card, but I do actually give a fuck. I also have Luis Pena winning by rear naked choke at some point. He's on the card. That's the only real guy I'm paying attention to because he was on the Ultimate Fighter and he won the Ultimate Fighter, I'm pretty sure. And also in the women's fight, I give it to Jermaine Durandamy. I think there's such a drop off in skill. Sorry for hitting the camera. I think there's such a drop off in skill in the women's division where if you're not one of them guys at the top, your ranking means nothing underneath that. Like Raquel Pennington, you see how like that she's the number 1 contender and she's fighting Amanda Nunes. Like it shouldn't be that much domination between a number 1 contender and a champion. You know what I mean? Like even the Conor fight that was entertaining, but Amanda Nunes and competitive, Conor took a round off him, even though he got smashed. Like Amanda Nunes just pieced up Raquel Pennington. I think this fight is, if Jermaine Durandamy wins, she might get another shot. But I don't really want to see that because of the way she played with the belt last time. Like she didn't want to fight Cyborg, so basically just fuck her. And yeah, fuck both the women in that fight. Raquel Pennington missed weight. Jermaine Durandamy's a pussy that doesn't want to defend her belt against Cyborg and be the best. So that's what you get from me. You make them mistakes, you lose my respect. So I actually don't mind that Raquel Pennington missed weight. Sometimes it happens, you know. And maybe there's an excuse behind it, but I haven't heard anything, so I'm going to assume that there's not. In which case, she's going to go to Johnny Hendricks' route, and we'll see her being knocked out in Bare Knuckle FC in the near future. See you later, guys. Also, quickly, I don't know what videos to make at the moment. So if you want to tell me what you want me to talk about, I will make those videos for you. But I literally have no idea. I'm drawing blanks right now. I think I've talked about everything. This 2 video a day shit, like, you run out of material real quick. I mean, I can talk about fights, and maybe I'll just talk about fighters, and what I like about them, and what I don't like about them, and where I see their career going, and stuff like that. Maybe that's a good idea. Let me know, guys. Give me some fighters to talk about, and I'll just talk about the fighters. See you later, guys.